What up, YouTube? This your boy RWBY here today to bring you another RWBY video. Now, I know I've been gone for a while, but it's mostly due to the fact that not only did I move houses, I also moved states. Yeah, I moved from the state I was living in to a completely new state. I won't bore you with the details, just know that it's been a while. And also, 6 apparently is my unlucky number for some reason, because when I did my last Pokemon videos, sorry, I having to adjust my camera and shit. When I did my last Pokemon videos, one of my Omega Ruby was crushed, and I had to sell my moon because my daughter, she broke my DS, and I had to go buy another DS, and unfortunately I had to sacrifice my moon. So this is my new DS, so I had to do that. But I digress. I will be returning to my Grim series soon. I also have a couple of more theories in the works. Well, yeah, I have theories, and I also have a RWBY timeline and song evaluations that I'm currently looking through. But right now, I'm not focusing on those right now. Today, we're focused on our 2 biggest mysteries in the entire series. Like, one of the biggest mysteries: Salam and Ozpin. Now, you might think this is weird, but I had an epiphany the other day when I was driving to work. It's something that caught my attention when I was just thinking about it. It was something that Salem said in the very first episode. It caught my attention because those words were really specific. I mean, they were so freaking specific that it made no sense how specific they were. They shouldn't have. They didn't click with us at the time because it was the first episode, and things often get overlooked. Words can get overlooked. But as we have seen with other TV shows, sometimes those words that get overlooked are some of the key words in the entire show. And I think that this right here will sum up everything. Like, I'm confident that this is going to be part of what's happening in tomorrow's episode. I want to say that this is what's going to happen, and I'll explain to you here in a second. But first, I want to roll the clip so you can understand exactly what words I'm talking about.
Mankind has grown quite fond of recounting the exploits of heroes and villains, forgetting so easily that we are remnants, byproducts of a forgotten past.
So as y'all heard Salem say, those words themselves are actually pretty huge, because it brings up a couple of questions, because at the time, most likely she was talking to Ozpin. Yeah, I say that she was talking to Ozpin about that because we know that Ozpin and Salem have been around for a while, according to Ozpin. They've been around for 1,000 to a couple of thousand years now. So the fact that they have been around the block for a while, that's something else entirely. We know Ozpin was cursed for not being able to stop Salem, but now here's another question: who is Salem? Who is Ozpin? Because the thing is that those words, "we are remnants, byproducts of a forgotten past," it was not referring to humanity. It was not referring to the fathers. She was referring to herself and Ozpin. That's a huge thing if you really think about it. Ozpin himself has gone on record and said that he has made more mistakes than any man, woman, and child on the planet. And we all know for a fact that now he's been reincarnated multiple times. But that leaves another question: is the cycle of reincarnation just Ozpin, or is it also Salem? Now, we all we all said that the Salem taking over taking over Summer Rose's body was debunked the second we heard that line. But what if we are wrong? What if we have I want to say a Voldemort situation from Harry Potter here? If you remember right, Voldemort could possess bodies semi sorta when his previous body was destroyed. Like he possessed the back of Quirrell's head. What if Salem does something similar? We know we've seen pictures of Summer Rose before, but Ruby has never seen Salem. All Ruby knows is that Salem is the cause of all the strife in the world. So we could just as easily say that Summer Rose's body was still possessed by Salem. Also, what is it that happened to Raven that made her distrust Ozpin? Because that's something I really want to know, because she has a hate boner for Ozpin. Like it's just So I'm thinking that Ozpin did something that influenced her decisions to separate from the flock. Also, now where am I going with this? Because it seems like I'm rambling. Well, let's we actually have to go back a bit in the timeline for us to understand. So far, I've heard the theory that Ozpin was the old man, but I've never heard anyone say that Ozpin was the previous king. Everyone says that the previous king was Jean's family. I don't think that's the case, because the thing that makes me believe that Ozpin was the king at one point was something that Ozpin said. I take over the bodies of like-minded individuals. Why would he go out his way to say that? Also, if everyone remembers, the king was known for using a sword and a cane. We saw what Ozpin could do with just his cane, and he's a phenomenal fighter with that cane. But why does everyone assume that he was not the king? So another piece of evidence for Ozpin being the king is the fact that the king was responsible for creating the academies. And as Ozpin said earlier, he failed to stop Salem, meaning that he was by himself when he fought Salem the first time around. And I most likely assume that he realized, I cannot do this alone. The only way I would be able to defeat Salem is through teamwork. And the academies, I know they were created to protect the artifacts, but only the king's most trusted, only the head huntsman of each academy know about the relics, and certain individuals outside that they trust. And with the academies in place, that was supposed to foster teamwork, because huntsmen operate outside kingdom. Well, they don't operate outside kingdom law, but they do not report directly to the kingdoms themselves until Atlas started changing things, meaning that more huntsmen will get dragged into these battles. So, if you take anything away from this video, anything at all, just remember that Ozpin and Salem are remnants. They are the remnant. Not just the relics, not just the maidens, not just the Silver-Eyed Warriors. Ozpin and Salem are relics of a forgotten past. If anything, those two hold the key to the end of RWBY. So in conclusion, whatever Ozpin is hiding, it's something that Raven does not trust him with. But Crow did trust him. So whatever it was, it had to be big. But it's already late here and I need some sleep. So if you like the video, leave a like and a comment down in the box below. And hopefully I'll be back to making videos at a regular intervals. Until then, this is Zara the Black. Deuces.